Here we are. Hi, everybody. It is another day for a story time with Grandma T. All my reading buddies are here. Rudolph had to leave. He was here yesterday, but Santa needed him back at the North Pole. So, we have a new guest right over here. He told his friends Bambi and Bambino they could come over, so we have new reading buddies. And I have a surprise. There's some new reading buddies that are joining us today. It's Hazel and Edgar. We're so excited that you're here. Oh, on this day, we didn't even say what day it is. Oh, somebody's telling me right over here. Squirrely, what did you say? That's right, it's Sunday. And we're calling it Sunny Sunday. So I wore my hat, and Banana Guy has his sunglasses on, and Doggy has his on too. So today's story is Curious George. I wonder who picked this out. Monkey, he did. Let's read the story about Curious George by Margaret H.A. Curious George goes to a toy store opening. "There's a new toy store opening today, George," said his friend. "Let's go downtown and see it." When they arrived, they saw a big crowd waiting outside. "I'm going to park the car," said the man with the yellow hat. "And don't get into trouble, George. You just wait here." George ran into the front of the line. He ran right past the surprised owner who had just opened the door. There was so much to see inside. George tried to pull down a hoop to play with. He pulled and pulled. Oh, look at that, everybody. The man with the yellow hat said, "Don't get into trouble, George." The whole pile came tumbling down. Hoops rolled everywhere. George picked one up and tried to hula hoop. Oh, that looks like fun. Everyone laughed and pointed at him. Then George pretended to be a wheel. He rolled and rolled right into the owner. Oh my gosh. What's going to happen? "You're making a mess of my new store," the owner shouted and tried to grab George. Yikes! George jumped up to the highest shelf to get away. "Hey, look up there," shouted Ava. "It's George." "Mummy, can he get me that doll with the pink dress that you couldn't reach?" asked Hazel. George picked up the doll, and he tossed it to Hazel. "Look at that, Hazel got the dolly." "Can you reach that game for me, George?" asked Edgar. George reached up, grabbed the game, and threw it to Edgar. "Oh, Edgar, so happy for you." "Thanks a lot, George," he said. "Mommy, can I get that puppet over there?" asked Audrey. Oh, how good that George was a monkey. He jumped off the shelf, hung onto a light, and got the puppet for Audrey. The kids laughed and cheered. "Great show, George," they shouted. There's everybody. "What's going on here?" asked the owner. He was angry. Uh-oh. "It's George," said Ava. "Having him work for you is a great idea." Well, the owner looked up. "Well, I guess it's a good idea," he said. George's friend came over to see what was going on. "It's time to go now, George. That's enough monkey business for one day." "But monkey business is the best business," said the owner. George came down from the shelf. "Thank you, George, for making my grand opening such a success," said the owner. "And here's a surprise for you." George and his friend waved goodbye and headed for home. The end. We don't know what the surprise was. I wonder wonder what it was. Just a surprise, right? All right. Well, I'm so happy you joined us. So we'll say goodbye to Hazel and Edgar and Ava and Audrey. And I hope you come back and listen to another story. We love that, right, reading buddies? Have a sunny Sunday. Bye-bye.